Once upon a time, in a faraway resort, 3 millionaire eccentrics played a game for fun and sport. Games like tennis, golf, and cribbage did no longer suit their image. Oh yes, in years gone by, those games were played. But now, the same old game seemed dull and stale. So they devised another plan.
Welcome to the party, pal.
One
The trailer that I've just shown you a taste of is from Bill Rebane's The Game. And, well, the best part of that a movie was that trailer and that voiceover. We'll get to it. We're going to get to it because today, oh boy, let me remove this. We are talking about Weird Wisconsin, the Bill Rebane collection from Arrow Films. This is one of my live reviews. This is something I'm going to start doing. I think it's fun to have this interaction with everybody live while I discuss a certain topic. If, for example, we're talking Weird Wisconsin, the films of Bill Rebane, and I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. This was a painful experience. Let's cue the theme music.
Back from the dead.
I'm fucking done. I'm done with regional horror. Fuck it. I'm done. I never want to get anything else regional horror ever again. Although, I will say I will get the Homegrown Horrors box set from Vinegar Syndrome because I'm sort of all in on Vinegar Syndrome anyway, and I really enjoyed that box set. Let me check in with the chat real quick before we dive balls deep into this bullshit. Razor says, I bought this but have yet to watch it. Well, you may want to sell it after you hear what I have to say. Andy, welcome. I'm so glad I held off on grabbing this set. Oh, I'm so glad you did as well. Okay, Weird Wisconsin, the films of Bill Rebane. First off, Bill Rebane sucks. You know what I just realized? It's labeled me Demons of Ludlow. Let me change that real quick. I'll do one of these. Yeah. His movies suck. He's an awful filmmaker, and it sucks so bad. And I'll get into why I do that. Eternal in the House. Let the rant begin. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Hey, oh boy. Cam, gosh, I had bought that too. Oh boy. Well, you know what? To each their own. You might actually enjoy it. I had nothing but pain with this whole thing. I actually didn't mind it overall for a cheapo flicks. Okay, good for you, man. I'm glad indeed. Punk Ron, hey Master Chaos, I own this set but I haven't watched it. I do love regional though. I love regional. I love regional very much. I made regional fucking movies. Video store says it sucks, but it's limited. It is limited. By the way, I am selling this. I don't want to keep this on my shelf. So if anybody does want this, this is a limited edition with the book, which I'll talk about, and the poster and all that good stuff. And I'll throw in some stickers if anybody wants this. Anyway, let's get into it. I'm not going to make this a long video. This is just going to be, essentially a live box set review. Weird Wisconsin, the films of Bill Rebane. Let's start. You know what? Let's start with my favorite element, which is kind of typical of these kind of releases. My favorite element is the books. I love the books. Now, I love William Griffey. I met him. He's a fellow Florida filmmaker. And I had to get the box set. So I got the box set. My favorite thing about the William Griffey box set was the book. The movies, lots a little bit to be desired. But I enjoyed that box set way better than I did this. However, this, I don't know if the glare is going to kill me. Oh, look at that. This is by Stephen fucking Thrower. So it is a hell of a book. It is a hell of a book. Last thing I read by Stephen was Venom on the Milligan Bucks. That book that came with. You got a nice hardcover book here, and it talks all about Rebane's films and his industrials and the little documentaries he shot and things like that. So it's a really good overview. I want to say it's 87 pages of actual context. 41, my bad. 41, so a little under, but 41 pages of actual really good context. That's the best part of that box set, to be honest. If you're going to get anything, get that. I mean, I guess you can't get it separately, but that if you're going to get it for that. The second thing I enjoyed the most, and again, it's not the movies, but it's talking about the filmmaker. Now, as a filmmaker, I appreciate hearing the trials and tribulations of a filmmaker, and this box set gives it to you in spades. Because he was certainly an independent filmmaker. Who is Bill Rebane? That is the mystery. That is the thing we're going to try to unpack today. This documentary, which I believe is like nearly 2 hours, features mainly Zoom interviews with cast and crew that worked with Bill. Bill is actually not in this that often, which is kind of nuts. Bill doesn't really play a part in this special feature, but he is in the sort of director parts of this, what we'll get to. So he's not really in this as much as you would imagine, but his fans, yeah, he does have fans, and his cast and crew give their opinion on working with Bill, the films of Bill, and the like. Now, there's the disc. It comes with a reversible, but I mean, it's kind of like essentially the same little thing. They all come with a reversible, which I'll show you as we go through it. This was my favorite disc. This was really interesting documentary. But again, it's one of those things where you either can hear the story from strangers or hear it from Bill on the special features, but you don't necessarily need to do both, which kind of also negates the book. So you basically get a lot of the same stuff regurgitated over and over and over and over again. But that is what it is. Let me check in with the chat real quick. Cam says, give your honest review only after you sold it, maybe. Yeah. If anybody wants it, let me know. And then I'll have you go through PayPal real quick before we continue. No, I'm most people who probably want this probably want it because it is limited and hard to find, and it'll be rare down the line. I doubt most people buy this because they really like these movies. No one's ever fucking seen half of these movies. 100% agree that never happened. Ricky's in the house. My cabin is in Wisconsin, so I had to buy it. Haven't watched it yet. Wow. Well, maybe you can go watch it at your cabin. And actually, it might improve it. It might improve the experience for you. Just David, it has to be good. There's a monster truck in it. No, Dave. No. Ryan, the book is limited. You're right, but this set is available now if you want it. Ooh, it's available here. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into the movies, and then I'll get back into the chat. What I'm gonna do. Hey, Bubba Fett in the house. I'm doing well. Hope you are well as well. Punk Ron says, I wonder why they didn't include his most well-known film because somebody else had it. Somebody else had the rights, so that's why. So what I'm going to do is just make sure the volume is down on some of these. I'm going to play the trailer off to the side while I talk about the certain film, the specific film on this release. This is Monster A Go-Go. Let's kick it off with the beginning. His first film, also known as Terror at Half Day. This is also an H.G. Lewis movie. That's right. Herschel Gordon Lewis had a big hand in this movie. And maybe that's why the movie sucks. But I'll be honest, it's probably Bill Rebane's fault because this movie sucks, boring, makes no sense, drags. And it is only, what? It's like, well, there's two different versions on this. I saw the longest version, which was 94 minutes. It doesn't even fucking feel like 94 minutes. But essentially what you have here is the tried and true story of a fucking astronaut who somehow gets some kind of radiation. He arrives on Earth, and he's a monster. and now the monster must a go. See what they're doing there. Now he hired some guy named Henry Height, who was apparently like 8 fucking feet tall, and made him the monster. That's cool. The downside is he's in the movie for like 2 fucking minutes. They barely had any footage of this giant dude, and you can't even tell that he's giant, which is another misstep in the proceedings. You can't really tell if the dude is as tall as he is in real life, which is a bummer. It's a major bummer. I'll replay this so we can get some more footage back here. The movie is a black and white snooze fest, and it is unfortunate because this is the one I was looking forward to the most. And I'm pretty sure Mr. Sense Theater did this. I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure they did this movie. Yes, I know they did this. And it has a very weird, inconclusive ending, which I'll just spoil right now. The character, the monster, just vanishes, and it's narrated. And the narrator's like, and suddenly, the monster disappeared. No one knows where he went. Oh well, and that's the end of the movie. What the fuck is that? What a mess. Oh gosh, Monster A Go-Go. What are the special features for Monster A Go-Go? Now, first of all, no commentaries for any of these, which I thought was weird. But you do get something called Straight Shooter. It is a multi-part interview with Bill Rebane. Part 1, of course, is all about Monster A Go-Go. He explains everything about the making of the movie, just I mentioned about H.G. Lewis taking over, Herschel taking over, and changing the movie, changing the name. But also you get that same information from the book. So do you want it from Stephen Thrower or do you want it from Bill Rebane? I would lean towards Stephen Thrower's kind of more clean explanation. But that's Monster A Go-Go. It's essentially a 1950s monster astronaut on the loose movie. I don't know what the hell. That is a thing. That's a thing that happened. I mean, he was trying to, I think, copy the Greater Mass Experiment and things like that. Moving on to the next one, and this is the best trailer I could find, by the way. It's the best trailer I could find. Invasion from Inner Earth. Somebody filmed that off of TV. Invasion from Inner Earth. Now, this is when Bill Rebane, who was, a go-getter, an independent filmmaker, was like, I got to do it by my bootstraps, do it the way I have to do it. No matter what, Hollywood's not going to get in the way. I'm going to do it my way. And it's mentioned in one of the special features. Actually, I believe Stephen Thrower mentions it. This starts a wave of movies that feel like filmed plays, which means they're boring. Okay, take a whole bunch of untrained regional filmmakers sitting in a room talking, and there's no budget. And you, okay, first of all, Invasion from Inner Earth and what's the other one? Looking at my thing here, and the Alpha Incident feel like the same movie. And in the hands of a George Romero, you would have gotten a Night of the Living Dead type situation. You would have gotten a movie where, let me click this so it starts off a little bit. You would have gotten a situation where you have really tense, world-changing event happening, but we're focusing on a group of people dealing with this event, and it's very tense and suspenseful and claustrophobic. That would have happened, but we got Bill Rebane behind the camera, and that is a problem. Boy, what a dull movie. Invasion from Inner Earth, what is it? I don't know. We never see the aliens. There are no aliens. We see kind of a spaceship, so you can see on the trailer, see kind of a spaceship. We see like red fog coming from the ground, and that's it. And people are just collapsing. Oh, what's happening? I don't know. Invasion. There's aliens. Oh no, or something. And we're focusing on a group of people, 3 to 5 people in a cabin in Wisconsin, of course, or maybe they're not in Wisconsin. Anyway, they're in the woods, and they're cut off. They don't know what's going on. Aliens. We've got to find out what's going on. The world is falling apart. Blah blah blah. But it's not as tense as that because it's just them sitting around, philosophizing about what's happening, hypothesizing about what's happening, walking around the woods, and that's it. And then this movie has the biggest what the fuck ending of the entire Bill Rebane canon. Everybody just pops out of existence, just like our astronaut friend in Monster A Go-Go. They just fucking blink out of existence. The 2 remaining humans on Earth, from what we understand, all of a sudden, I'm not kidding, by the way, this is 100% what happens, become children. Grown people become children and walk off into like the fucking flowers. What the fuck is that? What kind of shit is that? What kind of ending is that? That doesn't make any sense, Bill. What are you doing? There's something like this. Shake him and go, what's wrong with you? Stop it. No. Don't, what? No. What kind of ending is that? Invasion of Forbidden Earth is probably the worst alien movie I've ever seen in my life. It is dull. It is boring. Special features wise, it comes with part 2 of Straight Shooter. And Bill Rebane talks all about it. Also, what you get here, a couple of short films, Twist Craze and Dance Craze. And another one called Kidnap Extortion. So if you want to see a little bit more of his short film work, it is available here. I don't recommend it. Because as you can imagine, they're, well, I would say they're probably a little more put together, but not as interesting as his movies. What the fuck? Terrible, terrible first disc. But I was hoping it would only get better. It could only get better. It could only get better, right? It could only get better. Let me check in with the chat real quick before we continue. Let's see. Timothy in the house. Yeah, long time no see. It's good. It's good to see you, pal. Bubba Fett says, I got mine, but it was slightly damaged on the outside of the box, which bummed me out. I still haven't watched any of them or the Griffey. You're probably better off not watching it at all. Jim says, this movie sounds painful. Yes, we were talking about Monster A Go-Go. 100% painful. Ryan asked a question, is it better than the Gloom Griffey box set? No. Actually, no. I in retrospect, I think that was a way better box set. Griffey says it's about the same quality. Same quality, but I think the films are more rewatchable for William and Griffey. Griff says, the aliens are red lights and smoke. Yep, exactly. I mean, that's what it is. Video Store brings up a good question. I wonder if us collectors are shooting ourselves in the foot by experiencing such a range of films in the same location, our homes. Access to films is one thing, but what about new places and people? That's interesting. That's very interesting. I don't know. I think as a collector, I think it's interesting that I like when they focus on a filmmaker's range and see what he delivers. But when we're talking about Fellini, not fucking Bill Rebane, Jesus fuck. Okay. Hey, Jerry L. What's up, man? Good to see you. Another one who has it but hasn't watched it yet. Oh boy. Yes. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Okay, next. Let's go with, I'm going in chronological order of the movies he's made. Let me flip this around because they're all flip-flappable here. I'm going to flip it around to the next film, which is The Alpha Incident. Where's the camera? There we go. The Alpha Incident. This one could have been great. This one could have been great. This one could have been, I mean, this one could have been as good as Night of the Living Dead. Essentially, it's the same goddamn plot as Invasion from Inner Earth. The same goddamn plot. By the way, this is the trailer you're watching. Where is it? There you go. This is the trailer. The only trailer I can find on YouTube for the movie. So it'll give you a taste of what's happening in this film. It's essentially a riff. As far as I'm concerned, it feels like a riff on the Andromeda Strain. If you've seen that movie, great, really tense beginning, and then it has a very, slow, measured middle. Then it ramps up, and in the end. Oh, there's my buddy. Thanks, man. Have a great show. I appreciate that. Okay, well, good luck and stay warm. The Alpha Incident is a low-budget Andromeda Strain, and there's no surprise here. It sucks. It sucks balls. It sucks donkey balls. You know those goats? There's like a goat. There's a type of goat. I'm not a goat expert. I doubt any of us are. There's a goat that has massive balls, like stupid massive balls, and like every time it walks, it kicks itself in the nuts. This movie sucks that goat's balls. That's how, I guess that's an indication of how bad this movie sucks balls. It is the slowest of burns, the most disappointing because it had the most promise. It's got some brief, excellent nudity, really great looking boobs. You gotta freeze frame them, but there's some great looking boobs. I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. I'm not a goat expert, but I play one on TV. And great looking boobs, some really good effects. I'll give it away because no one gives a shit. There's a finale here. One of the main characters gets infected with this mysterious alien virus that comes out of nowhere. It's not even explained how it happened, really. It's just like, hey, there's an alien virus that's being transported on a train. This guy, I forget his name, the actor, that guy, that old man on TV right now. And that's not George Romero, by the way. It looks like George Romero to me. Anyway, alien virus transported on a train, and now it's some idiot, George Buck Flower, the idiot of idiots, who I love, by the way. I love George. Has spilled it, so now everybody in this train station is infected. We're stuck. We're quarantined in this. It's a perfect COVID movie. I wish it were better. We're stuck in this train station, and we have to do our best to survive. I'll start the trailer here, but I'm going to get rid of all the stupid word shit here. We had to do our best to survive, and the way the virus gets you is if you fall asleep. So nobody can fall asleep. You can't fall asleep, or you'll get infected. Well, one of the characters towards the end finally falls asleep, and the virus makes his head explode. It's like a weird, it's the best part of the movie. His brains and his eyeballs push out in gorgeous, gory glory. And, it's the highlight of the movie. But the point is, there's no highlight in this movie. So, of course, the gore is going to stand out. There's some smashed, mouse brains, which I hope are fake. There's that big gore gag, and there's some boobies. But the rest of the movie, the bulk of the movie, is people sitting around talking and being so uninteresting and so unenergetic. There's no energy in this movie. It feels like a dead air play. Hey, my cousin's in a off-Broadway show. Let's go watch it. And it's the most boring, pedantic, and infuriatingly dull thing you've ever seen in your life. Set around an interesting plot. That is what the Alpha Incident is. It comes with Straight Shooter Part 3. An interview with Bill Rebane. It's about 10 minutes or so. They're not very long, these little interviews with him talking about specific movies. But he gives context for the movie, and he makes it sound interesting. But boy, does it not deliver on that promise. I'll show you the inside. It's 2 movies on 1 disc. That's why there is a flippy cover. Let me flip it around. That's it. I'm not talking about this movie anymore. I was very disappointed with this movie. So boring. I fell asleep a handful of times, and I said, okay, I'm going to stop it. I'll finish it tomorrow because I just could not get through it. I couldn't get through this movie, and it's a shame because, hey, look, George Buck Flower right there. It has such a great plot, and it was just as boring as Invasion from Inner Earth. Let me check if the Griff says, yeah, the chick did have a nice pair of Hooters. It's probably the most memorable thing in the film, which is unfortunate. Okay, next, let's talk about, I think, his best movie on this box set, and it's still shitty. A video store says that rat looked quite real to me. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly wouldn't put it past them. I would not put it past them. Let's talk about his best movie on the box set. It's the film The Demons of Ludlow. This is the only real horror movie on this box set. Because I think going in, we all expected it to be regional horror, but surprise, surprise, Bill Rebane is a sci-fi guy, and most of these movies are science fiction. Interesting. The Demons of Ludlow is a horror movie about the dumbest thing possible. What do I mean by that? What could be the dumbest thing possible for a regional horror movie? Well, I'll tell you. It's a haunted piano, as you can see there in the trailer. That's a haunted piano that is haunted by the ghost of the town's founder, Ludlow. Ludlow something or other. What the fuck? Doesn't matter. As you can see, it's bleeding because his ghost wants revenge on the town because they. Oh god, it's so intricate. I'm not even gonna bother explaining all the details. It is essentially a riff on the Fog, almost beat for beat. The Fog. And there's even a scene where pirates show up and do a sword fight, and then they cut a dude's hand. There's even a priest character. I mean, it's so much the Fog without Fog that it hurts my mind, and I'm shocked that he didn't get sued over it. But here the ghost. That's what the ghosts look like. You know, kind of like 18th century vampire ghouls. I mean, they say demons, but they can't be demons. They're technically not demons. They're just angry ghosts. There are no demons in the movie. That's where you get like a little kid. You get like those little fucked up Victorian dress people. You get some lights. You get a bed. You get a bed that moves. You get a bleeding piano, and then and that's it. That's the movie. But it is essentially the best movie in this box set because it's got moments like this. You know, a Victorian, pilgrim ghosts hanging people. Here are the pirates, by the way. You got pirate ghosts stabbing people. You got some really great gore gags, and I think we're going to see one here, unless the trailer's not going to show us. That's actually where the trailer ends. Basically, that guy gets his head chopped off. I'll start the trailer again for us. You get pirates. You get Victorian ghosts. You get heads chopped off. You get hands chopped off. And you get a ridiculous plot of a bleeding piano who haunts the town. It's his best movie. It's the best movie in the box set. And that's not saying much. This is a really junk movie, to be honest. Griff says, I can't believe people on the forums are asking for Demons to be released as a standalone. It's not worthy of a release, even by Vincent, by Vincent with a fancy slip. No, absolutely not. It's nowhere near anything along the lines of anything in the Homegrown Horrors box set is way better than anything on here. Even fucking Fatal. The hell is that movie called? Fatal Exam. The one that everybody hated in the Homegrown Horrors box set, Fatal Games, Fatal Hunt. So many Fatal movies. Anyway, that Haunted House one, I like that one actually. Way better than any of this. But Fatal Games has got balls, man. It's got big fucking balls. Fatal Exam. Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate that. Indie Phantom says this is the one I might watch. This is the only one worth watching. It's crazy stupid, but it's full of blood and guts. It's got a little bit of nudity, if I remember. Yeah, there's some nudity in it. And it's the one movie that's actually enjoyable and worth a throw. Again, it comes with the part 4 of Straight Shooter, when he talks about the making of the movie and how he was actually convinced by Uli Lamel to make a supernatural horror movie because Uli Lamel used his Wisconsin farm to shoot the Devonsville Terror, which I believe I bought from 88 Films. I believe I got the 88 Films release. Anyway, moving on. That is, do I have the right movie selected? I do have the right movie selected. Okay, so that is the one and only and the best, the Demons of Ludlow. But let's talk about a movie that also had some really good ground to work with, but again, dropped the ball in Bill Rebane style. Now that is The Game. What is The Game? This sounds like a cool one. I wish it were cool. But this is I mean, I hate to call it a comedy, but it essentially boils down to a really goofy comedy. Only because there's elements in the movie that are so stupid that you can't imagine that Bill's behind the camera going, oh, fuck yeah, this is so scary. Oh, fuck, this is so intense. They're going to love this. Because it's so goofball. I can't imagine anyone walking away after a day on set being, man, guys, we're making some good shit here. Because it's not good shit. It's awful shit. What is The Game about? Well, 3 old people who are millionaires or something, billionaires, decide to take a whole bunch of strangers, lock them up in a closed down hotel, and play a game with them. and the game is if you what was it? If you stay the weekend or 24 hours, 48 hours in this hotel, you win. I'll restart the trailer for us. Don't worry. You win $1 million, and of course they're going to make it hard for you to stay. So this is a riff on House on Haunted Hill. Essentially, it's House on Haunted Hill, and it also feels like when I talk about comedies, there was a movie I was thinking about that reminded me of it, and I don't know if I should say because it might give it away, so I probably won't mention it. But essentially, the game is that they're trying to survive in this hotel for a weekend or so, and if they leave because they get too scared or whatever, then they lose $1 million. The cast of characters is just a bunch of ridiculous morons, stereotypical sluts, Lotharios, kind of the what is this, 70s? It's got to be 70s, right? It says it here somewhere. It's like a 70s movie, right? 70s, maybe early 80s. Anyway, it's that type of stereotypical, no, these aren't teens. These are grown people. So you get that old-fashioned stereotype bunch. And the three old people, as you can see in this scene, do their best to scare these people, and their best isn't good enough because it fucking is stupid. Stupid. I'm sorry to lose my temper, but oh boy, I'm so disappointed by this movie because it could have delivered the goods and it decided not to. It decided to be a fucking joke. And let's talk about the ending. This is a problem Bill Rebane has and continues to have with his movies. He doesn't know how to fucking end his movies. This doesn't make any sense. This movie ends so stupid. Fuck, I'll tell you what happens. I'm gonna tell you what happens. Video store says the one Michael Douglas, right? Yeah, this is it. Yeah, absolutely the same one. Absolutely the same one. It's not, but obviously he was joking. The end of the movie okay, I'll just tell you what the fuck the other. It's basically April Fool's Day. It's a take on April Fool's Day, and it's a take on the House on Haunted Hill and things like that. It turns out it was all fake. Nothing really happened. It was all a joke. Ha ha ha. Where's everybody? Oh, they left. They're fine. They're at a hotel somewhere. We never see them again. Oh, okay. And then the three old people die because there's some kind of cold mist. This is 100% what happens. The three old people die. They get frozen to death by this this magical cold mist. And there's a ghost. There's a white ghost that shows up. They get frozen to death. Then the narrator says, well, the game is over, or maybe not. We don't know. I'm not even kidding. That happens in the movie. The narrator doesn't know what the fuck's going on either. And and then it cuts to the old people dead. And then they wake up and smile at each other. And cut the credits. What the fucking hell? I would throw this across the room if I wasn't trying to sell it. What the fucking hell? What? Oh, God, Bill. Gosh. Luckily, this is his second to last movie. Unfortunately, he had a stroke, so he didn't continue making movies. Maybe that's... Well, I don't want to say that's fortunate. I'm not going to be an asshole about that. But this was a shitty shit. You get part 5 and 6 of Straight Shooter on this, and Bill talking about his movies, specifically those two, and why he made them. And why he does what he does, I guess. I wonder if Master Chaos liked this box set. I don't know if I'm being clear enough, Jim, but I loved it. It's the best thing I've ever seen. Ryan says, on an aside, I'm happy to see box set Sunday back. Oh, me too. It's been a while. I'm actually coming back next Sunday, hopefully with a live one. I'm going to be doing the Vengeance Trails. I'm excited for that. Oh, my God. I love me some Westerns. Video store says, maybe these films were just taken out of the oven too soon and needed a few more decades. No, I don't think that actually would have even helped. Let's go on to the last film on the box set, which you're not going to believe me when I say this, is the stupidest one. I can't even get this back in here. Is the stupidest one. It's the one that most people, almost yours truly, would stop watching halfway and say, "Fuck it, why am I watching this? I'm not going to continue this movie because it sucks." But I watched it for you. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Twister's Revenge. I'm going to get to there we go. Twister's Revenge. This is Bill Rebane's final movie. Final movie. Griff says, bring on the monster truck. What is Twister's Revenge? Twister's Revenge is a good old boy, I would say, Smokey and the Bandit, Three Stooges take on Knight Rider. I don't know about you, but that sounds awful. And it is. It is. It's awful. It's dumb, stupid crap. Look at the trailer. I'm just let the trailer play out. Three good old boys are after a sentient monster truck. And the way they do that is by kidnapping the driver's girlfriend, holding her hostage. And so what else could the driver do but try to track down the kidnappers? And so we get scene after scene of collateral damage. Now, there is one good thing about the movie. Not this scene that you're watching right now. None of this is good. I don't know what the hell that was. The one good thing about the movie is the collateral fucking damage. Now, maybe it's because Wisconsin had a lot of old shit they can blow up. But a lot of shit blows up. There you go. Look at that. A lot of shit blows up. There's a finale with a tank that goes through houses, crushes cars. Look at that shit. Look at that shit right there. I mean, that's real. That ain't CG. And that's either we had to take this house down, and Bill said, "Hey, I've got a tank. Can I run a tank through it?" And then maybe that's something you can get away with in Wisconsin, or he was able to pull some strings. But look at that. Right down Main Street, explosions. There's a lot of good action in this movie. There's this big barn set piece that gets taken out. So there's a lot to love about this movie. Look at that. So some dude just was hanging out on his inner tube, and then that gets crushed. Lots of cars get run over. There's a lot of great collateral damage. The problem is, in between that is the dumbest, the most idiotic, the most boring, the most mind-numbingly dumb Three Stooges type humor you can never imagine. And it ruins the movie. It ruins the pacing. It ruins the reality of the moment, at least you can believe what's going on, or you want the dude to get his girlfriend back. But then you got these three morons literally just gumming up the works with their just moronic antics. And it kills the picture. I'm going to run this back so we can get some more action and play here. It kills the picture, in my opinion, to the point that it's almost unwatchable. Just turn this off. I don't really care anymore. Yeah, fine. We've run over 800 trucks. We're done. We're done with this fucking movie. And it's long, too. If I remember correctly, it felt really fucking long. It's like 90 minutes of just shit. Just shit. Video store says, I would love to see a reaction review watching these. Oh, man. I don't know about that. Griff says the tank running through town a couple of times. One of the guys almost fell off. I don't think they had any safety. No safety concerns. And one thing that was interesting was in the straight shooter documentary, and I think in the book as well, the Stephen Thrower book, it's revealed that he didn't have a script. No script. They made it up every day as they went along. So that explains why the movie is just a rehash of hillbillies do something, truck crushes something, hillbillies do something, truck crushes something. There's no real plot, and none of it makes any sense, and it's all stupid and dumb. Video store says, not gonna lie, this one looks great. I know where you can get it cheap. Email me, Video Store. It's all for you. Zombies, what's up? Sounds like something should have been directed by Hal Needham. Oh my God, that would have been a great thing if they had a script and it would have been a real movie. Sure, that would have been fantastic. Jim, The Demolition and Straight Mayhem alone looks like it might be worth a watch. The Demolition is great. I would just fast forward all the plots and all the fucking dialogue scenes. I'll be honest. I watched this one on fast forward, but I stopped for the action stuff. But after a while, the action stuff just gets so repetitive. You're like, Another, oh God, another. I get it. The truck goes over the thing. The houses get, and this is the biggest thing. The house getting taken out. That was pretty fucking cool. Um, um, but after a while, it just wears you down, and you're like, I'm done with this. At least as far as I'm concerned, I was just done with it. They should have spent money on better writers. Yeah, on writers, I think is what they should have spent money on. They didn't have any writers. And I think the destruction probably cost them nothing. To be honest, the video store. You know what else? We're making it without a script. Life, absolutely. But movies aren't life. Movies are not life. And I know this as a filmmaker. Movies are not life. Movies are our impressions of what life should be, could be, hopefully isn't if you're watching a scary movie. I don't want my movies to be like life. That's why I don't like slice of life movies. Anyway, Twisted Revenge, piece of shit. They were all pieces of shit. Which comes down to my decision to be done with regional horror. I don't care. I say that now, but I don't care who Arrow releases. I'm not getting any more regional horror movies. I'm done. Regional filmmaker box sets. I'm done. I will get the Homegrown Horrors box set. I'll continue with that. But fuck, man. No, I'm done. I'm done. Griff says the house part was funny because they lucked into it. The owners needed the house to come down. Yeah, exactly. So I was just, yeah, take it down. Exactly. They definitely worked with what they had, and they still made a shitty movie. Anyway, we're not done with the box set because it does come with a poster. This is, of course, part of the limited set. I'm trying not to bend it here. It's essentially the box art. You got Mr. Bill Rebane there in his little chair. Sadly, this box set doesn't include, in my opinion, his two best movies. That's Weird Wisconsin, similar to what they had for the Bill Griffey. His two best movies, Giant Spider Invasion and Blood Harvest. I actually really liked Blood Harvest. I thought that was a good movie. Vinegar Syndrome has Blood Harvest, and I believe Code Red or Dark Force has Giant Spider Invasion. That's why they weren't included here. Unfortunately, Arrow was left with the shit. And I'll be honest, if no one's ever heard of Bill Rebane and they get this box set, they're not going to want to go deeper. They're done. They're done with Bill Rebane. I'm done. Well, I've actually seen all his movies now, so I guess I am done. I will never rewatch this. I plan to sell this off. Toot sweet. If you want it, let me know. Email me. Link in the description. And we'll come to some kind of agreement. This is, I think, as of recording this video, is not OOP, but it's on its way out. Okay, that has been this review for Weird Wisconsin, the Bill Rebane Collection. A bucket of diarrhea in a purple box. Fuck, man. Wow. Awful. General Malachi, MC's therapy session. Breathe in, breathe out. This is it. I get to I really get to exercise my demons. I'm glad they did this when he was still alive so they could interview him about it at least. Yeah, that's true. I'm glad he was able to be a part of it. Absolutely. And again, this is not to discount anybody's career. My movies are never going to be in a box set like this. No one's ever going to remember my films, and that's fine because that's just the way the world works now. You never know, but you never know. And so I never discount anyone's career. Bill Rebane went out and made his fucking movies. He's a hero to me, just like Ed Wood is a hero to me, just like Willem Dafoe is a hero to me. These fucking guys love movies so much that they will bleed and sacrifice for cinema. And that goes above and beyond anybody who's just a collector. So I love these guys. They're kindred spirits to me. But as a film fan, I just don't like their movies. We can't like everything. Hey, Art with Horror. Hey, buddy, I'm just wrapping up, actually. I hope you had a good day at work. Video Store says it doesn't say much for the state of Wisconsin. It does not, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Okay, my friend, that is it. Thank you for joining me. If you join me live, I love you very much. If you're watching this on a replay, you know I still love you. I love you just the way you are. Your friend Neighborhood Master Cast is signing off for now. I'm going to be doing more of these live reviews, so stay tuned. Actually, Griff brings up a good point. I will not, because I've seen all those movies, and I like those movies very much. They are not great, but I do like those movies, and I tend to lean towards loving black and white monster movies. So 100% will be getting that, but I'm gonna wait for that to be cheaper because it's way too expensive. Jim sends good vibes to everybody. All right, don't worry, Art. You can catch the replay if you want. Andy says, hope you enjoyed the next set. I hope so as well. It will be next Sunday. I'll be doing the Vengeance Trails. I hope that's a good one. I have a feeling it will be. Vengeance Trails next Sunday live. Next video, I think I have something coming up on Tuesday. It's going to be a VHS hunting one. Then the next live might be a 6-pack of horror movies or 6-pack of action movies. I haven't decided, but stay tuned. I'll be announcing it. I just got some good news on my movies that I'm working on. I've got 3 movies now in the semi-green light stage. We're in outlining at the moment. But I'm hoping by the end of this week, we'll be moving into scripting. And I'll be a little busy, but we'll see what happens. Until then, my friends, thank you so much for joining me. It has been an honor and a pleasure. And I hope this video has found you well. This has been your friendly neighborhood Master of Chaos, reminding you to stay out of Wisconsin. But if you want it, it's available for sale from me. You can get it from me. You get a little, I'll even throw in some extras. I'll throw in some, Master of Chaos stickers, and maybe I'll even throw a copy of one of my films, and then you can make fun of that. Okay, my friends, I love you very much. Take care of yourselves. Talk soon.